Welcome back to Let's Eat with Russ. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Monte Cristo sandwich. Ideally you want some pretty thin sliced ham, so I'm just going to show you how to do that really quick. I like to kind of saw in from the edge so I can get it nice and thin. So I'll slice a few layers of this. I'm going to make a few of these because I'm sharing with people for breakfast this morning. And you can cut it to size to fit your bread or whatever, but more important is to get it kind of thin sliced. And what I usually like to do is I actually heat it up. I could do it in a skillet if I have one available that's hot and empty, but I just put it in a bowl, throw it in the microwave for a few seconds, just so it's not cold out of the fridge, so it's warm enough to help the cheese melt. Traditionally, I think a Monte Cristo is made with either Swiss or provolone, but I actually prefer cheddar, and that's what I happen to have, so I'm going to do it with cheddar. That should be plenty of ham. And I'll just set that aside. I'm a little challenged with kitchen equipment here, so I'm actually, instead of a bowl, because it'll be harder to do the bread to dip it in there, I'm going to go with just a saucepan that I have here. And because I'm doing 3 sandwiches, I'm going to go ahead and just use 3 eggs. And it technically calls for milk. I prefer to use heavy whipping cream. Just a little splash is sufficient there. And I can just take a fork, if I can find one. You can use a whisk, but I find that a fork actually seems to work better. And because I'm doing it a little bit breakfast style, and because I have to kind of make every recipe my own to some degree or another, I am actually going to I do the same thing with French toast, and this is kind of a French toast ham and cheese sandwich, so I like to put just a little dusting of cinnamon into my egg mix. This might be a little controversial or non-traditional, but we're going to dust it with powdered sugar when it's done anyway, so it feels like breakfast to me. So I'm going to pause it now and show you the next step in just a second here. So I got my ham a little bit warmed up. Going to prep the bread and assemble the first sandwich. I'm going to cook them one at a time here. And I'm actually, just as an experiment, I'm going to try using some of the sriracha mayo that I used on the burger recipe I posted recently, and just see how a little spicy and sweet might go together. Maybe it'll be a disaster. The other ones I'm going to make with just regular mayonnaise, which is more traditional. So again, this is just an experiment with a little bit of more spicy mayo and see how it comes out. I'll make myself the guinea pig and try this one. I'll give my friends a normal one with just mayo on it. So let me get this coated real quick here. And the way I like to do it personally is I like to put cheese on both sides of the ham. Some people do this with ham and turkey. For me, as a breakfast sandwich, which is, you can do these for lunch or dinner, but I think of it as a breakfast thing with the powdered sugar and all. And you can make it without the powdered sugar, but that's the way I've always done it. For me, it's a breakfast thing. Anyway, yeah, so what I would do is, whoops, got that backwards. I'd lay down some cheese. You want to slice the cheese relatively thin as well, so it melts up a little bit faster. Even if you do a double layer or whatever, it's still going to melt a little quicker. And like I said, warming up the ham helps with that too. So we'll throw some ham in there. Throw another layer of cheese on top. Some people will do this with an extra slice of bread in the middle. I personally feel like it's already carby enough. I don't need that much bread. So I tend to just do the 2 slices and do it that way. So we're basically ready to dip and cook that one. So I'm going to switch the camera. I almost forgot to, again, because I consider this more breakfast and sort of French toast adjacent, I don't know if this is necessarily traditional or not either, but it's how I like to do it. I'm just going to do a half a teaspoon of vanilla in the mix to, again, give it a little bit more of a French toast sandwich kind of a flavor to it. So I'll get that mixed in and move the camera to the stove and show you the cooking and dipping process in just a minute. All right, got our pan basically heated up. I sliced off about a tablespoon worth of butter off of a stick. While that melts down, I will get our sandwich dipped in the egg mixture. Again, it's kind of a combination between a grilled cheese sandwich and French toast. Just get that melting down here. That should be good. So yeah, we got our egg mixture here. Again, I'm using this saucepan because it's bigger and flatter on the bottom, so it's easier to get the sandwich all the way in for the egg dip. And because these bread slices are a little thick, I like to actually hit the edges too. And then we'll just throw it in and let it cook. Again, similar to French toast or grilled cheese, kind of a hybrid between the two in my opinion. Might want to kick that heat up a little bit higher. We're just about almost done here. Because I dipped it on all the edges as well, I like to use a pair of tongs and just get that egg cooked up a little bit on the ends. If I could pick this thing up. There we go. Just a few seconds on each side so there's not raw egg on the outside of your sandwich. And you don't have to dip the edges like I did. You can just dip both sides and just cook the two sides, but this is how I prefer to do it. As you can see, that only takes a few seconds. And I'll show you how to present it and finish it off in just a second here. So there's our Monte Cristo ready to go. Next thing really basically is just to just dust it with a little pinch of powdered sugar. Gives it a nice little sweet and savory kind of action, and you know, makes it look a little fancier. So I like to do it that way, and then I'm actually going to use the bread knife. And there you go, Monte Cristo sandwich. Good morning. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.